Hello folks, how we're doing? It is a lovely evening here, so I thought I'd pop down and we will start to tackle our second arch nemesis. So those of you who are familiar with the channel will know that we have some problems with rabbits and I need to fix the fence or do something to fettle them. But the other arch nemesis that we have, like everybody has, is the slugs. So we've got something, and I use the word nemesis on purpose. If I can find them, you'll have to excuse me wandering around here. I'm just going to grab this. So we've picked up some of this. This is Nemaslug or Nemaslug, however you want to pronounce it. And apparently, I add this to the watering can. We mix it up, we water on all the beds, and there's little sort of parasite things in here that will come along and eat all the slugs, especially those ones that sort of hide in the soil that you can't see, because obviously the slugs on top, you can see the big old fat slimy ones that crawl around, but there's also ones that hide in the soil as well. And I'm particularly worried about the potatoes that we've got planted up over there. We had a little bit of trouble with some slugs around that last year, so we'll see if we can fettle them. So bear with me a moment, I'll switch you around onto the tripod and we'll go and start getting this Nemaslug stuff all mixed up, ready in the watering cans, and we'll show you what we're going to do with it. Back with you in just a jiffy there. So, Nemaslug. Says in the front of the packet, biological slug killer, effective natural control, compatible with organic gardening, easy to use, just add water. And this pack here treats up to 40 square meters and lasts up to 6 weeks. Now, it's not cheap, but I'm hoping it's going to kill off most of the slug population in the beds that we've got behind us. So there's a couple of different stages that you've got to do with it. Dissolve the entire contents of the pack in a bucket containing 4 litres of water to make a stock solution. Well, I don't have a bucket, but what I do have is an old watering can. So this is getting mixed with water in this. That makes the stock. You then take half a litre of that and mix it with 5 litres of normal water in a watering can with a rose on it. It says a coarse rose. That's the only rose I've got, so that's the one I'm going to use. So that'll go in there. And I've got a handy old Pepsi Max bottle there, which is 500 ml, so half a litre. So we'll take half a litre of that and mix it in there. Right, first things first, if I don't drop that on the floor, I'm going to go and get some water. We'll get this mixed up and we'll get it watered into those beds. So before we mix these up, one thing to notice is when you order them and they get delivered, they do have a best before date on. And it depends on when you order them as to how long the date is. These ones, I've probably had this pack for about 4 or 5 days now, and the use before date on it is the 24th of the 5th, so I've still probably got about another week to sort of 10 days left with this one, but I want to get them used and get them in. So you need to take the whole pack out of that, and we've got 4 or 5 litres of water in there, I can't remember which. Now that is going to go everywhere, trying to tip that into here. So let's pop the watering can up here, and we're going to use this trusty cane just to jab this out of the pack into the watering can, so we don't lose it all. Like I say, it's not cheap stuff, so I don't want it spilling everywhere and wasting it when we've spent on it. I've just spilled some of it there on the floor, which isn't ideal. Not a lot though, just a wee bit. Right, so pop that in there. That's that in. Scrape all the bits off the top. Get some of my jeans and my shoes for good measure. And it says here to give it a good mix. Now, the only thing I've got is this handy cane, so I'll just have to do the job. Right, first bit done. Here's our trusty 500 ml bottle. So if I pop that there, this watering can here has got twice the amount of water in it that it says for one bottle. So we'll put 2 bottles in there. We might as well save ourselves a bit of time doing it all in a oneer. Now this could end up being comedy gold if this doesn't go in here properly. Let's give this a try. Oh, spilling a little bit. So that's what it looks like. Looks a bit grim. But we'll tip that in there, get it mixed in. There's one lot in. If you're doing this, if you've got access to like a jug or something with a wider top than that, use that, because this is a bit of a faff. Right, so that's all mixed in there. Let's go and get some stuff watered in with it. First up to get the treatment is the 2 big potato beds here, so let's give them a good watering. Well, that couldn't have been any more straightforward if I tried. So I'm going to whiz around the plot, do the rest of the beds, and I guess time will tell whether it works or not. So there we have it, folks. That is the Nemaslugs applied to all the beds. Actually, I'll spin you around so you can see all what's going on, what beds they are. 2 seconds. There we are, that's better. So we've applied it pretty much everywhere. You can see over there, I don't know if you can see that or not, but something's been having a bit of a go at the rhubarb. No idea if that's slugs or not. But as we come along here, here's the big potato beds. I need to get them earthed up. You can see them just starting to show through there on there. So they've all been done. Over here by the broad beans, they've been done. The strawberry bed's been done. This big bed over here where the beetroot's going to go, that's been done. The onions in here don't really get touched by slugs, but I gave it a little sprinkle just to try and kill them off. You'll have to excuse this big mess under here. This is the door and the door frame for the polytunnel build at the bottom there. It's just got some covering over it to keep it dry in the rain. And if I can step past it without kicking it, this big bed here that we're going to put some brassicas in, that's been done. This big bed at the back here that's going to get something put in it yet, but we need to adjust that end of it just to eke it in, because the polytunnel comes out into the path there. And all these pallet collar beds over here, they've all been done as well. So if I spin back round, you can pretty much see we've done nearly everything. So that's from that one packet. It was maybe it's about, I don't know, 12 or 13 quid. It's done pretty much the whole plot, which is absolutely brilliant. And that's it, pretty much done. Quite straightforward. Mix up in one watering can, dilute it down in the other. A couple of other things to remember that I've not mentioned so far is you need to make sure the ground's wet when you're putting the Nemaslug on. We've had rain here all week, so luckily the ground's soaked through. And again, for around about the first week or so, once you've applied them, you need to make sure the ground stays wet. Again, we've got rain forecast for the next few days, which is absolutely brilliant because it saves me coming down here and watering all the time when I can be getting on doing other jobs around and about the plot. The other thing is, when they get delivered, you've got to store them in the fridge. So if you do buy some and you see the little parcel come through the door, get them straight in the fridge, store them in there, because they get activated. They're dormant when they get delivered, and then they get activated once they warm up and once you add them to the water. Anyway, if you want to keep up to date with what's going on, if you want to find out if Nemaslug works or if it's just a load of tosh, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, leave us comments down below whether you've used them before and had success with them, what you used to get rid of slugs. Please let us know, because they are the bane of my life up here once you start getting stuff planted out. Anyway, that's all from me today, folks, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.